right.
First off, rest in peace, neighborhood Nip. I ain't crip, but I'm on that neighborhood shoot. Building businesses that black own. If you hustle, better hustle till your pack gone. If you work, better work till your back hurt. And if you rap, make it better than your last verse. Yeah, more lyrics.
AJ, El Presidente, Eddie Kane University. Hill gon' heal, regardless. You, Buchanan, Bethel High School, by way of Three Man Weave, LLC.
Michelle, producer, Ace Overseer.
You can catch this wave from the Marlins to the Mariners. Doing things you can't believe. It's the Three Man Weave.
What up? It's two favorite guys with the Three Man Weave podcast. Back at it again with another episode. I am one of your hosts, AJ, who I got with me today.
I think you forgot who you was.
Yeah, it's one of those.
I feel you. It's your boy Hill. And Hill gonna hear regardless, baby. Let's get to it.
Yeah. Where can they find us, my guy?
You can catch us on all major podcast platforms, 3Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3Man Weave _ You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. I'm not gonna start off and ask you. I'm not gonna get you mad, upset. I mean, I know your team is not really involved in this right now, and I already know how you feel about the play-in. So it's definitely no reason to even ask you. What's your thoughts on the play-in this year? But we got the play-in tonight to officially finalize the playoffs. But I mean, those teams don't matter. There's no team that's in the play-in, this year that's going, shake up the playoffs and whatever. So it's nothing to really worry about those teams. But we can give a little brief preview about the playoff. We could do that, right?
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that here. I'll bring it on up. Bring it on up. Sure, why not? I just still don't see how it's entertaining when over half the league makes it to the playoffs. But is it about entertainment? Is it about competition? Or is it about entertainment and money?
You got to think about it though. For that game against the final season game against the Warriors and the Clippers that end up going to overtime to avoid the play-in, that was intense. Like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure we get that same intensity if the seeding was just that. Like seeding wouldn't have been that important.
I understand that, and I mean that is all fine and dandy. But you know what? I've seen the Suns and the Spurs have intense games. Neither one of them teams are good. You know what I mean? So just because you have an intense game and it's a good game and you actually add some stakes and put something on the line, don't mean it's necessarily like, it's going to have like some sort of like changing effect. Like, okay, like this is such a meaningful game because this team, okay, let's say the Warriors upset the Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't see, like, it's not like I see them as a championship team. And it's like I don't necessarily see the benefit of it because people always want to say like, oh man, we want to see our stars. We want to see, you're pumping the old stars and this and that. Well, guess what? The play-in, you just allowed some old people to get in. You know what I mean? It's like, okay. And now this is a time where you could possibly, now we're about to eliminate some of our new stars.
Well, they was 0-3 in the play-in before this game. So like it was some intrigue in this, like, bro, we about to lose Steph again in the play. It's a possibility that we might not see Steph in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, or the Warriors in the playoffs, especially after that they've been balling since, acquiring Jimmy. Like, it's some intrigue. I get it. You don't like it, but that was interesting. Like, I mean, it's really no way around that aspect of it. But the problem is that's the only thing I can hold my head on. You feel what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
we still had the Warriors. I mean, we had the Mavs and the Kings, two teams that we didn't care about at all. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, especially with Kyrie being injured now. You know what I'm saying? Like the Mavs had intrigue, you know, after the trade. We wanted to see how they felt, you know, how they would play. But after the Kyrie injury, like the Mavs are just prolonging what the inevitable. You know, on the eastern side, like you know, who did the
Come on.
Hawks? The Hawks got whopped by the Magic. You know, and then you got that the nasty game, the nastiest game. The reason why people probably hate the play in for sure because they watched because that was on first. The Bulls and the
The
Heat,
Heat.
ugh, like
Like,
ugh.
do we see any of them teams? Like, should those teams be in the playoffs?
Other than the Magic, you know, for the on the east side,
Right. And to my thing is the Magic, and say what you want about the Hawks. The Magic and the Hawks are the seventh and eighth seed.
yeah.
You did what you're supposed to do to just be in the playoffs. Why are we like even giving the Bulls and the Heat a shot? No,
I,
go
uh,
home, build your
because it's
team, and get better.
two sides of you know, it's two conferences. Like I said, if the Western Conference is really why the play-in exists, you know what I'm saying, and the Eastern Conference is just showing that the Eastern Conference is nasty. You know, it's just that simple. Like it's too many teams that was in the West that log jam for sure. Seeding is crazy. Seeding matters. Like it was so much significance that last game of the season was so heavily like vested. Like yeah, I get it. I mean,
And
it's one of those
and
things like
I won't
what are
I
we
won't
complaining about at this point? Like
I won't harp on it too much when, hey, the last game of the season actually meant something. And, these playing games actually don't like, go down in record books. They're nothing. They're just playing games. But you tell me you want all 82 to matter. You want these dudes to play, more games in the regular season. Stop giving them every opportunity in the world to make it to the postseason. Stop giving them every opportunity to be like, hey, let's just, we can rest these guys this time. No, make the games consequential and make it matter. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, because I'm even not a fan of how the NFL, added the extra game because it almost like, oh, all right, well, even now, it's like, shit, is it really that like is every week consequential? You know what I'm saying? That's another reason why I hated the expansion of the college football playoff because it's just like, hey, dog, I love Arizona State. I love Cam Scatterbo. Go play in the Outback Bowl. Go play in, the Cotton Bowl or what? Well, I don't know what conference they're in anymore, but go play with your affiliated bowl and, cool. That's cool. But to name champions and then y'all saying, oh, why did these teams have, like why did all the conference champions get, buys, but the good teams like, well, if you didn't have that, you would just have the good teams. You know what I'm saying? Because now, if you're just putting the higher ranked teams in, why do we have conferences? Why do we have, conference champions? No, just let it be the college football playoff committee. Go ahead and, rank it and who doesn't. I guarantee you it'll be more about money than it will be, hey, this team, let's give them a shot. But yeah, the big brands will make it. But that's what people want, obviously. That's the things that they've been wanting. So there's that.
for
It's
some
all about
reason, I don't. You got the college football, and it's like I can't help but ask you, what's up? How did you feel about the Nico situation? I
I
don't know how to
I
say his
I
last name at all. So
Nico Iammayava. I hate everything about this because this is where the state of college football has always been and what these programs have been allowed to do. And it's how they are able to push a narrative about these kids and make these kids out to be the monsters. And while they're out there being, daddy warbucks, greedy, 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 money, 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 money. If they had a conversation and he was talking to them, hey, like, can we up my NIL? Hey, I got your team to the, college football playoffs. Let's, do this thing. And they, stuck their foot in the ground. Okay, cool. But he didn't do anything wrong. He's done what every kid does. When these kids talk and they say, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to go into the portal. Guess what? They don't show up to practice. Because guess what? if I know ahead of time before, like he missed one practice. So if I know, hey, we talked, I don't think that these things are working, and I'm going to enter the portal. How many times have we heard, kids go? I know just at Florida State it happened last year. I believe it was Patrick Payton and someone else. They entered the portal because they wanted more money, got more money, came back.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Payton had a terrible year, and then he ended up transferring anyway. You get what I'm saying? But nobody cares. But now, all of a sudden, this is the time that schools are going to take a stand, and people are bigging up Tennessee for taking a stand because they just blasted a kid that is actually in the portal doing the thing that he is able to do. Like he did exactly what the portal is intended to do. Allow him the opportunity to make moves. Because guess what? When Josh Heupel left for more money to go to Tennessee, what did anybody say? Congratulations to Josh Heupel. Go get your money. You're doing great. But when Nico gets the team to the college football playoffs, oh, he's a spoiled little brat. How can you be making $2 million and now you want $4 million? Nobody cares when coaches flirt with other schools and threaten to leave. Mike Norvell used the Alabama job to get, his pay up $10 million per year. And then he gets a raise and comes back to Florida State. But nobody says, oh, nah, Mike Norvell, you're not even a championship coach. You went to Memphis and had 2 solid seasons, 1 good season. Why are we about to pay you another $70 million on top of that and then up your buyout to $70-80 million? And nobody says a word. And this motherfucker goes 2-10, but now he got an $80 million buyout. So you got to pay him $80 million just to fire him. Mm-hmm. Nobody says anything about that. Nobody cares about that. But everybody is willing to blame the student athlete. Mm-hmm. These coaches have been making millions of dollars for years. Even like assistants are making $1-2 million at these big programs. Mm-hmm. Now the college quarterback, in this billion-dollar industry, you telling me that I can't, get things up, off merit because y'all told me, hey, let's build a winning program. If Josh Heupel wanted to leave Tennessee after getting them to the playoffs and go to Alabama or go to Georgia, nobody would have batted an eye. If Josh Heupel went there and when they had these job openings and said, you know what, this, he can have his agent start leaking reports out to the media and saying, "Oh, Josh Heupel is a candidate for such and such job, and they're willing to pay him this, this, and this." No one says, "Oh, damn!" You know what they say? Hey, Tennessee, you better up your bag. You don't want to lose your guy that got you to the college football playoffs. You haven't been relevant in how many years? And so, who was really to blame? All he did was take the rules, and just push the envelope further. He didn't even leak it out and say, hey, if y'all don't pay me, I'm leaving. He didn't put that in the media. He did what the transfer portal was intended to do. He put his name in the portal. He was going to put his name in the portal. What if he says, you know what? I'm going to be a team guy and goes out there, tears his ACL in the final practice, just on a drop back, not a contact injury. And then they go in the portal, get a kid, they portal over him. And now that's a season wasted to injury. And now he got to go somewhere else and try and get on. And now teams can have another bargaining chip. Hey, we're not going to pay you because guess what? You're coming off an injury. We don't know what you did. And so my thing is, and everybody's saying, oh, he ain't worth it. Bro, he had the same exact numbers that Darian Mensah had from Tulane and got $4 million from Duke. Yeah. Nobody had an issue. Bro, Carson Beck, yes. We don't even know if Carson Beck is good. And he got that bag from Georgia. And he transferred, right? Nobody cares. But all of a sudden now everybody wants to take this stand. And the real issue what it is it's the colleges doing this. Because guess what? Allowing the players to capitalize on their NIL was the bare minimum. And guess what? These programs are so greedy and so hungry to win, they turned NIL to pay for play. The programs did that. These players didn't do that. They did that. They said, you know what? Our boosters, they'll pay you. Come sign a couple autographs. You can get $2 million if you come to our program. It's not, you know what? Go out there and have your agent negotiate a deal with a local car dealership and say, you know what? We'll pay you, $200,000 if you promote, Jerry's Cadillac dealership in Tennessee or, Beth's Burgers, and you don't ever have to pay for another meal here. They're giving NIL to kids who haven't even played a college down yet to come to their school, to come to choose their school. These kids are picking schools based on NIL packages.
Mm-hmm.
So again, that's what it is. And so, like, it's so crazy to me that people are actually hoping that this kid doesn't get his money, that this kid fails and he just falls by the wayside. That shit is weird behavior to me. And I just can't stand when people cheer on and suck the rich off and buy their bullshit and then make the little guy the villain. If y'all don't think don't think Nico is any good, here's my thing. If y'all don't think Nico is any good, when will his earning power ever be as high as it is now coming off college football playoff appearance?
It won't be because, like you said, he's not good, right? So he'll never get to the playoffs again, right? You know what I mean?
But how many, and again, but we've seen not good quarterbacks get paid. So my thing is, why do y'all got an issue now? Because all of a sudden Tennessee leaked this and y'all think that, it's time to do the right thing and make a stand. No, y'all should have did the right thing by putting these kids on payroll. And you could they don't even have a union. So you could have said, hey, y'all get $50,000 per semester, just payroll. We've been saying that, but now y'all wanted to do all this millions of dollars here. Hey, we can give you $1 million more than what Ohio State gives you down here in the great state of Georgia. But now it's a problem. But when you negotiate, so just like one more thing, Fran Brown, one of his wide receivers left, and he put out a number and said, "Oh yeah, I ain't paying no wide receiver that. That's what the boy at Ohio State make." I guarantee you, if Ohio State come offering you Fran Brown, you gonna leave, and Syracuse ain't about to be like, nah, that's the coach at Ohio State. That's what he make. I ain't gonna pay no Fran Brown who's coaching at Syracuse that.
I think those are two totally separate situations.
But here's
I kind of agree with. I kind of agree with them.
What I'm saying is, who's to say that kid's price ain't that because he knew someone else would give that to him? Because we've seen, like I just brought up some other players.
Yeah,
you'd be like, damn, how you get that? And again, just because you don't think I'm worth it, I'm worth what someone is willing to pay. So if someone is willing to pay it, that's what I'm worth. I may not be worth shit to you.
That is true.
I may not be worth shit to you. So that's all I'm saying.
That is true.
So stop shitting on these kids for trying to get their worth when you would do that. Coaches do it all the time.
Once you put it in that point, like in that perspective, I get exactly what you're saying. Before we move on, though, because I didn't know how we got here, but
my bad.
I feel you. But do you think that he did receive some bad advice?
He may have, he may have received some bad advice, but again, we can't have it both ways. When they want money and it's time to talk about adding college players to payroll, oh, we can't have these kids get this type of money. We can't have these kids out here doing all of doing all these things with this sort of money and without influence. And then when they get money or when they get bad advice, oh, we treat them like a 35, 40-year-old. No, yeah, you fucked up. Nah, get on up out of here. Which one is it? Is it Uchiwali or is it one Mike? Like, are they kids or are they grown men who need to come in here, negotiate, and do this? We see NFL players get bad advice. Le'Veon Bell held out. He ain't what happened to him? NFL players get bad advice too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these dudes don't even have real agents. They just got they just got a family member that's just like, hey, you know what? Here, I got you, cuz.
All right, man. So we're gonna start off with. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. If I did
You
cut you off.
good?
Yeah. So, let's get back to the playoffs. We'll start with the Eastern Conference. Cavs, number 1 seed. Are we scared about anybody potentially? It's the Hawks and the Heat potentially in the series with them. All right.
They will be in the next round.
All right. Um, interesting matchup. The Celtics and the Magic. I think it's both top offenses versus top defense.
Hmm. I'm still going to Celtics.
I'm
I'm
going to
still going
Celtics too. I just don't think it's going to be not necessarily easy. As easy as they may think, being the 2 seed or the 7 seed, I think it's going to be tough. It may go 6.
My thing is,
Maybe a tough
I
6.
said that's how I said it's either going to be a gentleman's sweep or they might get 6. That's about it to me.
So I think this matchup right here pissed me off the most. The Knicks and the Pistons. And shouts out to the Pistons. Pistons had an amazing season. This turnaround. I think they finally reaping the benefits of the building that they have been doing recently throughout the years. And I get it. Detroit. I guess people have just been not high on the Knicks because they've been losing all the contenders this year in the regular season. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's a regular season. It's one time. Like playoff Brunson is a thing. Like I mean, like I hate like minimizing or saying simplifying it like that. Like because it's nothing tangible I can say about it, but it's a real thing. Like I say, playoff
And
Jimmy is a real thing. Playoff Brunson is a real thing. They are about to cook these boys. Like this feel good story gonna feel good when they get back to Game 3 with Detroit. They're going to win. It's going to be, they're going to win because, like I said, Detroit fans haven't seen a playoff game in so long. The atmosphere is going to be crazy. They are going to win. They possibly could blow them out. But let's not get crazy here. Like
I think Detroit. Detroit. I think this is one of those where hey, we get playoff experience. They add a piece or something like that next year, and next year is kind of when they take that jump.
Yeah,
I'm still going with the Knicks. Like this, this is just one of those. Hey, you exceeded expectations. There's nothing wrong with being the 6 seed and then losing in the first round to the 3 seed. There's nothing wrong with that. So I'm still going Knicks.
We got the 4-5. We got the Pacers and the Bucks.
The Pacers give the Bucks hell, but
they do.
I just don't. I just can't in a 7-game series. Even though Dame is coming back, I just still, even without Dame, it's just like it's just something. It's like just not ready to believe in the Pacers. It's just something about them.
I haven't believed in the Pacers since Halliburton injury last year. His injury last year, they just ain't felt the same since. Like they've been
always curl up, man.
Yeah, they got back together. It's cool. They won some games. It's like amazing that they got back to the 4 seed. It's just something doesn't feel right. But at the same time,
and because something doesn't feel right, that's why I'm going with the Bucks. Yeah,
but
it'll be a good series.
They give them hell. They give them hell. I think I'm gonna go with the Bucks too, but I ain't confident. I ain't confident at all.
Respect.
But that's the Eastern Conference. We'll go to the West side. I think since the NBA did not get a Lakers Nuggets or a Lakers Warriors first round series, I think they desperately, and I'm putting a lot of sauce on it, they desperately need the Thunder versus the Grizzlies in round 1. They need some young guns.
Yeah.
They need to put Ja against SGA and prop that up against, they need that type of storyline.
Hero versus villain.
Yeah, they need that. Either way,
the mass shooter versus the good guy with the gun.
Either way, I got the Thunder regardless of whoever it is. So we can go ahead and move on about that. We got the Rockets and the Warriors.
For Hill's sake, I'm going with the Rockets. You tired of the old guys getting all this shine, and you said, hey, you keep propping up all these old heads. How are we ever going to be able to get a new face of the NBA if you
Mhm.
keep pushing all of these old guys and keeping them around? So let's go with the Rockets and let's get some of these young guys some shine in the playoffs. This is where you make a name for yourself.
This is definitely where you make a name for yourself. And shouts out to the Rockets. Once again, we knew that their trajectory was already on the uptick the moment that they got Ime Udoka. And I think we talked about this during the trade deadline. Just continue what you got going on, to continue to build. Don't blow it up to try to go get somebody now. And they reaped the benefits of it. They got the second seed. But at the same time, the playoff experience from Draymond, playoff experience Steve Kerr, playoff experience Stephen Curry, adding playoff Jimmy. And playoff Jimmy, he is a real thing. He literally just showed you again in the play-in by being the leading scorer on the Warriors, dropping 38.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a real thing. I think this series is definitely going to be a tough one. Once again, the only playoff experience that the Rockets have is Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks. Yeah, I'm going with the Warriors on this one, dog. We know how it go. Young team, they got to learn. You got to get your experience. Same thing happened to the Thunder last year.
I think
they got through it. They got through their first round series, but it was tough. And then they ran into a vet and got whopped. You know what I'm saying?
I hear. All right, 3-6. Mafia.
I knew that was. Man, we got the Lakers and the Timberwolves, and I think this is a nasty matchup for the Timberwolves. Like, Timberwolves ain't been. It's amazing that they actually made the playoffs and avoided the play-in the way they've been playing.
Yeah,
because it's been a weird season for the Timberwolves since trading away Cat. I don't like it. I think the Lakers just got this. I don't know how many games. I'm supposed to say, Lakers in 5. I'm supposed to say that.
Yep. Lakers it is. Lakers it is.
So yeah. We got the Clippers.
I come back with the 4-5. It ain't to play games with you. To take aim at you.
You got the Clippers and the Nuggets. I'm gonna let you go first, bro.
All right. So, Mike Malone is gone.
Yeah.
So
it should be easy.
Jokic,
right?
Ethan Pocic, so sick. Clippers in 5. The other LA team that is because the Kawhi, if Kawhi can just be healthy.
Here we go again. That's what gave me.
That's the thing.
Pause. Like, he's been healthy going into the playoffs before, and then all of a sudden something happens. It's like, bro, I really want to believe in the Clippers? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know I still hate the Clippers, but it's like, am I about to believe in them? But it's like, it's hard to believe in the Nuggets, bro. You just fired your coach. Like you just fired your coach. I don't know how
that boy Jokic was over there with the clipboard on his bra and shit. So hey, Clippers, and Jokic might go across the hall and just leave his stuff in the locker room.
The better statistics, the more they lose.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely, but I'm going with the Clippers. I ain't really feeling it. It's gonna be a good series though, just because of star power and the matchup. They do match up well, and we should be able to see a good series. But yeah, that's the playoffs, man. This is what the NBA been striving for.
We forgot to mention OKC.
We started off with OKC. We started off with OKC.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it like beat them, period?
No, I'm
Or
just talking
in
about in this round. I
yeah,
thought because I thought
remember
we
yeah, we said that
no we
when
did we started. I thought we started with the Cavs.
yeah, and then I did the same thing on this side.
Oh,
Remember I said they needed John Morant
oh
and
yeah, yeah,
SJ?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, yeah. So yeah. All right, yep. Mm,
Yeah, I said they're gonna win
yeah,
regardless. You know,
yeah, yeah. Who cares? Who cares?
you obviously didn't.
I don't. I don't.
um, we got the draft next week. It's officially here. Like I said, all this, all the reports are still coming out, and all the nonsense and stuff like that is still gonna come out. I mean, NFL's gonna drag these storylines out as long as they possibly can. That's about it, man. It's nothing we can possibly. At this point, it's really nothing much more you can really do. It's just wait. It's about to be a long, not even a full week, but it's gonna be long. Pause. But we'll be dropping our top 5 probably Monday next week. We'll be asking draft-oriented questions throughout the week, leading up to the draft. You know who's the guy you planting your flag on, who's the guy that you think is going to be, that's not going to pan out, who's your late round sleeper, stuff like that we could probably ask the group to keep it going till Thursday. But y'all enjoy y'all weekend. We about to do the same. We out. I'm Hill. That's AJ. Some of y'all the Fools. Some of y'all the Fab Five.